Hi everyone, my name is JT Pilot, and today I'll be making another model airplane review. This time we'll be reviewing the NG models, Delta Airlines, Airbus A330-200, registered number E57 November Whiskey, and this was a December 2024 release that arrived to retailers in January of 2025. And yes, this is a flat out amazing NG model. NG models really nailed it out of the park with this release. This is their first ever Delta A330-200 release, but but this model was released alongside their second A330-300 release from Delta Airlines. And yes, in both releases look flat out amazing, and this model is flat out amazing. So I will be comparing this model with the older NG Delta A330-300 to see what has changed with the NG's A330 offerings over the past 4 years. So yeah, and also this video will be using a new review format you'll be seeing throughout this model airplane review. It's 2025, we're changing it up, and I'd like to welcome everybody to my very first video of 2025. So nonetheless, let's get started off with the box of this model. And starting off this review by reviewing the box art of this wonderful NG model. So we're just going to do a pretty quick viewing of the box art. So on the top left, you got your Delta Airlines titles, Airbus A330-200 titles in the center. You have your Delta widget for out the box. You have your CGI image, your registrations, which is number 857 November Whiskey, and 1/4 scale collectible model die-cast metal. Here is your bottom of the box. And the item number on this model is 61096, in case I didn't mention that yet. And the barcode's down there as well. The right side of the box. Top of the box. Left side of the box. And then take a little peek at the back of the box, which is pretty similar to the front of the box, except for this time it has the barcode and the warning labels. Interestingly enough, this box has no NG logo on it, which is, something that NG has been doing new with their models recently. Their models have been coming unbranded recently, and even with the collector reward cards, those are unbranded. And yes, this model does come with a collector's reward plan card, in case any of you were wondering. But I'm not going to show that in today's video. It's just because this is a standard card. So nonetheless, let's get started off with the overview of the model. And get started off with the overview of this model. So yes, I'm just going to take you guys around this model. So there is the front portion of the model. You have your nose cone, you have your cockpit windows, L1 door, the Delta Airlines titles, your L2 door, you have an antenna up there. You have the engines down here, looking flat out amazing. Yes, they're very well detailed. Then there is the wings. And you have the winglets there. And you have the flap slats detailing there. And then you have your nav light there, your red nav light. And then you have your main gear, your landing light. You have another door there. I believe that's emergency escape door. You have two antennas there with the SATCOM box, the United States flag, and the registration is number 857 November Whiskey, L3 door, and the empennage. So you have the horizontal stabilizer and the vertical stabilizer. Yes, you can see the stabilizer detailing for out. And transitioning onto the back of the model, so I'm just going to tilt this model around and give you guys a good view. And then you have your APU exhaust there, and you can see the tail region. And then twisting this model towards the right side of the aircraft. So here is the right side of the aircraft. And you have your R1 door, R2 door. You have your baggage hold there, so that's something a little different. And then, of course, you have the R3 door. You have another emergency escape door and another baggage hold. Yeah, twist this model around to get some good views. What a beautiful model so far. And I can move that around. So here is the front portion of the model. So here you have the wonderful cockpit windows. There are, lots of detail on those, and I'll go more in depth about the cockpit windows in the next segment of the video. And then you have the fan blades of the engines there. Very immense details there. And you have the wonderful A330 wings. And you have your nose landing gear there, looking great. And yeah. And then I'm going to proceed on to the top portion. Oops, sorry. Proceeding onto the top portion of the aircraft. So here you have your antenna. You have your anti-collision light. And then your antennas once again in the top of the tail. And proceeding on to the bottom of the aircraft. So there is the bottom of the tail. You can see the wing joint there. And then you have your Delta Airlines belly. And once again, there's the main gear. And you have the bottom of the nose there. And you can see the A330-200 titles there. And then you can see the fleet number on nose landing gear. And now we'll be doing a quick comparison between the two NG models Delta A330. So on the left, you have the Delta Airbus A330-300 from the June 2021 release, and you have the Delta A330-200 from the December 2024 release. So these aren't apples to apples, of course, just because the left Delta A330 is the 300 variant, while this is a 200 variant. I did not get the new Delta A330-300 variant from NG just because I don't need another Delta A330-300 in the collection. One suits my collection well. And both of these models still have fantastic quality. They're both fantastic quality, but there is some differences. So NG models over the past 4 years has been developing their 100 molds. So some examples that include the 737-800 mold. I believe in the beginning of 2019-2020 era, the nose landing gear was a little high. And then in late 2020, they decided to shorten the gear and look so much better. They kind of done a similar thing with their A330 molds. So one of the biggest things is the cockpit windows. The cockpit windows on the new A330-200 release are much better. They're slightly wider, they're more stretched out, and they look so much more like the real life aircraft. And then the older release, they're kind of smushed together. It's still great though, but yes, but not as good as a new A330 release from NG models. So, and the new release also has darker cockpit windows. They are a black shade instead of the gray shade on the 300 variant. And some other things to note: the SATCOM box is slightly different on the A330-300, but that may just because that may be due just because the aircraft was released 4 years ago. So not many other differences. I really just wanted to mention how NG tweaked the noses of the aircraft because it's so much better than what it used to look like. But yeah, everywhere else in the molds have stayed mostly the same, which is good news, meaning that the molds are already an excellent product. So NG only had to tweak them slightly. So that's it for the comparison portion of this video. And moving on to the JT score portion of this model airplane review. So this is a little different than I used to do the JT scoring, just because now I am going over each of the categories in video form instead of just going over a photo, just so I can show you guys any of the discrepancies or inaccuracies with a model. So that's something slightly different there. But anyway, so my new JT scoring system does consist of 8 categories. This is something I did tweak for this year, and you will see the rundown at the end of this segment. So, yes, so starting with the first category is the nose of the aircraft. And once again, like I just went over with the comparison, it is perfect. So, yeah, really great shape too. It looks like a real-life A330, so what more can you love? So it's a 10 out of 10. Proceeding on to the empennage of the tail, empennage of the model, or just the tail. It is perfect. So lots of details on the tail. You can see all of the rudder detailing there, and then the horizontal horizontal stabilizers look great as well. You can see all the detail there, including the trim tabs, all that looking great. So so the empennage received a 10 out of 10, and the wings are pretty perfect. There's no tilted up wings, which is really great. And yeah, they're really great shape. They have a lot of details. Flaps slats detail there, looking great. And then also, the engines, the Pratt & Whitney engines, have received a 10 out of 10. Lots of detail, and then the fan blade detail is pretty impressive on them. Yeah, pretty impressive fan blade detailing, and yeah, so the engines received a 10 out of 10. And then the landing gears have received just an 8 out of 10. They do roll, but the main gears do not tilt. So, yeah, they don't tilt, and that is an inaccuracy with the model. So, the landing gears have just received an 8 out of 10 just because of that. And other than that, pretty good shape to them. And I'm a little bit more harsh on the scoring with the new scoring system. I just don't want every model to get a perfect score. Yeah. But moving on to the paint/printing of the model. So I just merged these two sections into one, just because practically the paint section disregards any details that NG printed on, including the livery or any other details. So, for example, this aircraft NG printed on the pitot tubes or the Delta Airlines tiles, and NG really did a great job on this model. They haven't really missed any key details, and the livery is a really great shade. Shade, and it's accurate. So the blue and reds is great, and then print details are great. And then antennas 3D elements. There's our next category. This model's got the proper amount of 3D antennas. This is missing that anti-collision light, and the quality control is a 10 out of 10. And yeah. Is the rundown of the JT scores. This model received a 77 out of 80 or 96%. What a flat out amazing model. That is it for today's review. So I'd like to thank everybody so much for watching this video, and I highly recommend for anybody to purchase this model that needs a Delta A330-200 in a collection, or just wants to replace their old Gemini Air Classics version. So yes, what a great model, and this model definitely received the JT Pilot seal of approval. So thank you so much for watching once again, and have a great day. Bye.